Pop squat. Coming at you. I'm trying not to talk very loud because the mic is right in front of me. It's usually a little bit further away. But I wanted to take a minute here during the day. I had a few minutes to kind of go over some stuff about the channel that I thought would be kind of cool to share with everybody because, man, the last few days has been absolutely insane and never expected to get this amount of traffic ever, and it's really kind of cool. And I mean, despite all the negativity that's been thrown my way because I am apparently incapable of changing my opinion, despite the fact that I have actually changed my opinion about BTS, I thought this was super interesting, and wanted to share some of this because it's fun. And I don't think a lot of people do this for their channels. I've done this, I think, only once before. I'm pretty sure only once before. But this screen that is right here is, if you don't have a YouTube channel yourself, this is YouTube Studio, which is what I upload all my stuff into. And if you look along the far side right here, that column says at the top, Dashboard, Content, Playlists, Analytics, which is what I'm in right now, comments, subtitles, copyright, monetization, blah, 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 settings, all that sort of stuff. So there's a ton of information in here about the people who come to the channel, who follow the channel, who comment on the channel, the amount of watch time, the number of videos, all that sort of stuff. I have reached over 500 videos on here. I think it was like 509 or 510 when I looked yesterday. I started this channel back in 2020 when I was still drinking. And if you go back and watch old videos, you can see my hands shake and you can see my face is not expressive at all. And my voice is shaky, and it kind of creeps me out to watch those videos. And that's what an alcoholic looks like when they start drinking at 3 o'clock in the afternoon because they have nothing in their life. I also was not working at that time. So, but kind of interesting to go back and watch those, even if it does make me cringe. Hopefully there's something there that you can find that you enjoy. But anyway, I want to go through some of this stuff. And I started on the analytics page because honestly, this is the most interesting part of the whole thing. What we see here is the last 28 days, which is what this says right here. It's probably a little too small. Let me see if I can blow this up a little bit. Not like that, I can't. I'm going to disappear. Yeah, so if we look right here, this is updating in real time, doesn't matter. Just above that, it says this is the last 28 days. And you can see my views in the last 28 days has been 30.6 thousand, which is a lot. And you can see in gray just underneath that, it says my views, this 30,000.6 is 20,000.3 more than usual. So yeah, BTS has a lot of fans, and most of this is just in the last few days. You can also see in this little region right over here how this is the history of my channel and the paltry number of views that I got on a daily, weekly basis. And then in the last few days, it's obviously rocketed up significantly. And it's just kind of fun to see, and I haven't had anything like this happen before, so I thought I'd share it. 371 more subscribers than normal in the last 28 days. I'm sorry, 371 new subscribers in the last 28 days, which is 268 more than normal. So you guys have completely blown all of that explanation, or all of that, all those former numbers out of the water. And that's kind of fun. This number over here, I have 1,469 subscribers. I think before the BTS videos it was right around 1,200. And I'm super happy that so many of you have decided to subscribe and follow along, and I hope to be entertaining in the future. I know got off to kind of a rough start with the first BTS video and my assumptions about them, and I continue to just absolutely be amazed by the differences between what I think of as a boy band based on the bands in the 90s, and how they were put together, and that part of it that I don't like, and I've talked about in comments and I've mentioned in my videos, and the difference compared to Korea, which seems like a much healthier way of doing things. Like, they specifically bring people together in a, like, they have a completely different format of coming up with groups like this that I think is much healthier. And at least I hope it's much healthier, because the stuff in America with NSYNC and those bands, Backstreet Boys, was just a crappy way to treat young artists. That's kind of how I feel. They were exploited, and if, you know, the Justin Timberlakes managed to escape and have a career after that, that's fantastic. But none of the rest of those guys really do, and I think that sucks. Oh, or I know nothing about them because I never tracked their careers, and maybe they're super involved in songwriting and production and whatever. I just have no idea. JT is the only one who is a standout from there. And Mark Wahlberg, but he was kind of on his own anyway. And he sort of denies the Marky Mark aspect of his life now, which I think is a really weird thing to do. So let's take a look here. We've got 30,600 views in the last 28 days. In the last 7 days, yep, that's been 20,710. So it's mostly the BTS stuff, honestly. If we look at lifetime, again, this is absolutely crazy. The just that huge spike right at the end. And I know you can't see my face, but hopefully you're following along on the mouse here. Sorry, I had it on the wrong screen. But this spike right here, this is all in the last couple of days, and all because of BTS and because of everybody who follows them. Let's see, 145,000.3 views. So my videos have been watched that number of times. The fact that I have only 500 videos and they've been viewed 145,000 times is insane. That would be, 145,000, yeah. 145.3. No, is that over 1 million? No, 145,300. Yes, that's what it would be. And watch time, which I just think is absolutely also a bonkers number, is like 10,000 hours of watch time. So that is absolutely insane to me. I figured it out the other day, and it was at 8,000, and that was 333 days, 0.33333, of people watching just my videos. And that's crazy to me. Since I started, I've gained 1.4 thousand followers. Hopefully that includes you. And it's just super interesting. And we can take a look here at my top videos in this time period. So this is now lifetime of the channel. And what you see here is my top video is reacting to This Is BTS. The average watch duration is 11 minutes 26 seconds, which is about 24% of that video, and it has garnered 6,400 views in 2 days. That's nuts. There's also the first time hearing Black Swan, which people watch for an average of 4.55 minutes, about 31% of the video. So no wonder people are pissed off at me, because they don't actually stick around to see the rest of what I have to say. And that's 5,240 views. And then the song Dope, people stick around for about 5 minutes of, about 30%. It just amazes me that people don't stay for the whole thing. Although some of these actually got really long, especially that first one, the This Is BTS video was like 46 minutes long, and I didn't realize that. But Dope had 4,104 views. And then SPM, who was the previous record holder, followed very closely by Harry Mack. And man, I love those Harry Mack videos. So if you're new to the channel and you haven't checked those out, I just love what he's doing. I absolutely love it, and I encourage you to go watch his stuff. Even if you don't watch my reactions, go watch his videos, because they are some of the most fun, real, true, meaningful entertainment and artistry that I have seen in my life. It is some of my favorite stuff in the world to watch, and I'm gonna react to more of his stuff, but I have to kind of resist the urge to react to it all the time. I just love his stuff, and please go check out his videos, because they are so good. But yeah, so these are all the videos that have, and some of these videos obviously have been around for way longer than these BTS videos, and the BTS videos have just rocketed to the top of the page. So when I use the term rabid, I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean it in a way that, holy cow, are you guys super dedicated to this band? And I that's just a beautiful thing. I mean, it's a fantastic thing to find something that you love and can support like that. And I find it amazing. I do. I find it absolutely incredible. Let's see here. This is the reach tab. So my channel has had 2.7 million impressions, and all that means is that it showed up in the suggested videos on the side of the page, or showed up, as somebody was paging through YouTube and it happened to be on the page. Maybe they didn't pay attention to it at all, but it was at least in front of them on the screen. Impressions. Click-through rate is 4.1%, which is actually a pretty darn good click-through rate. So that means 4% of the 2.7 million people clicked on my video to come see it, and that resulted in these 145.3 thousand views. And again, this is over the lifetime of the channel. Traffic comes from YouTube search, various browse features, channel pages, suggested videos, other YouTube features, and then from others. So I don't get into a lot of this data. I don't do this channel to make money. I've mentioned that before. I do it just because it's something to do and it fills my time. Oh, hey, I'm back. It's something to fill my time, and I like to listen to music, so I figured, let's do that. Anyway, let's see what else we have here. Engagement. This is over lifetime. It looks very similar. So key moments for audience retention. It looks at each individual video and will show you in this little pink chart down here when people leave or if they stick around. I don't know exactly how to read this chart, but obviously the longer the video goes, the fewer and fewer people stick around to listen, and there are key moments that the AI is able to pull out and present to me on this page in case I ever wanted to go back and revise something or do something different. That's not what I do with this channel. I don't really edit what I put out. I just react live and post it exactly how it looked, and that's one of the reasons why I get yelled at, because I say incorrect and stupid things, and then I find out I'm wrong and I change my mind. But you can see here, Harry Mack is the top one here with a 69% still watching at 30 seconds. Again, I find that totally weird that people just duck out after a few seconds, unless it's like a video that starts auto-playing, but I'm judging that completely based on my own personal habits of how I use YouTube, which is to specifically look for something, watch it, and then specifically look for something else. That's just me. And yeah, so there's some interesting stuff here. The next video down is by Woody. That was actually pretty recent. 60% are still watching at 30 seconds. Blah, blah, blah. It's a lot of information that really I don't do anything with. The audience itself Oh, and I'm sorry, I missed in engagement. The average viewing duration for all of my videos in toto is only 4 minutes and 16 seconds. So I should clearly make my videos much shorter. Audience, returning viewers, unique viewers, subscribers, new viewers. Yeah, you can kind of see way down here. I'm going to blow this up again. Way at the far, this side over here, you can see this blue line of new viewers has rocketed up from basically 0 to nearly 4,000, which, holy moly, that's crazy. What else is here? Videos that are growing my audience include a Harry Mack video, which has a very high conversion rate to new viewers or new subscribers. Some of the stuff from Snow the Product, oh my god, she's incredible. She's in town on Friday, and I so want to go see her. Another Harry Mack video, and then a bunch of other stuff. So I'm sure, I mean, I'm absolutely sure. In fact, this is the last 90 days. I don't know why BTS is not on here, but maybe it's just those videos are all too new for it to be here at all. The other thing that's kind of cool is right here is other channels that people in my audience watch, including Mr. L. Boyd Reacts. I also actually subscribe to him, and I find his stuff okay. He's clearly been doing this for a super long time, and he's got the format down, and he's got his own Patreon page, and he takes donations, and I don't do any of that. Maybe I will if I get to enough followers. I certainly have enough recommendations from people that I could put up a Patreon and just say, or a tip jar, and say, if you want me to listen to a song today, give me $1. And then I would listen to that song. But obviously that has all of its own complications that I'm not sure if I want to deal with, so I probably will just keep doing this the way I'm currently doing it. The Front Room is another reactor. I don't know them at all. Luca Bryce? I don't know what that accent is over the C. Because I'm an ignorant American. Tony Vision and Gunners Collective. And they've all got a lot of followers. Oh, except for this Luca. Luca only has 1,000 subscribers, so we're kind of in the same boat. Uh-oh. I moved my thing off the page, and so I can't get it in the right spot. Sorry, I'm messing with this. So if you haven't watched any of these other people that are listed here, go check them out. The one reactor that I've seen that I really, really enjoy what she does is a woman who runs a channel called The Charismatic Voice. And she's a voice coach, vocal coach, singing coach. She knows a ton about music. I find her videos incredibly informative and insightful. And I have no idea if she's reacted to BTS. If you're a BTS fan, go check it out. It is, once again, The Charismatic Voice. And I think she does really incredible work. She's just 700 million times more knowledgeable than I am about music. And she deserves all the success she has in the world because what she does is really super cool and amazing. I absolutely recommend her. Let's see here. Where are my viewers on YouTube? Oh, so, or when your viewers are on YouTube. It looks like the dark purple bars tell me around noon and in the afternoon mostly. I assume this is, yeah, it looks like it is Pacific time. It's GMT -7, which I think is where I live, which would make sense, because I'm on the west coast of the U.S. in Seattle. Most of my viewers come from the US, 62%. 2.5 come from the UK, 1.5 come from Canada, 1% Germany, 0.8 from Mexico, and then it goes down. It doesn't really do any good to look any further because it's just going to be a lot of really tiny, tiny numbers. Subscriber bell notifications. Never looked at this before. Oh, so people who have turned on all notifications are only 14%. Subscribers who have turned on all notifications for your channels and enabled YouTube notifications is only 10%. I have no idea what those mean. I don't really care. Watchers, 90% of my watchers are not subscribed. I don't think that's unusual. I think most channels, just most of their viewers don't actually follow because they stop by one time or it's suggested to them and they don't ever come visit again. That's fine. But it's nice to know that even that 9.9% of people stick around and actually subscribe, and I appreciate that. Only 10% of the people are women, kind of a bummer. 90% are male, and 0 are user unspecified. I'm sure there are also all sorts of trans and other people in there that are not represented because Google/YouTube doesn't have an option to be anything other than male or female, as far as I know. At least there's not on this chart. Ages: 13 to 17 years old, 0.5%. 18 to 24 is 21%. 25 to 34 is 41% of my viewership. 35 to 44 years old is 24% of the viewers, or subscribers, I should say. And, or is it? No, it is viewers. And 45 to 54, oh, that's my age range. I'm so frickin' old. Is 11.5%. 55 to 64 is 1.1%, and then 65 years and older is 0.3%. So that kind of makes sense to me, especially because the music I'm listening to is, at least initially, from the 1970s, 1980s, and only in the last, probably year have I started doing more recent stuff because people have asked for it. Let's see what else we have to talk about here. Research, yeah, this isn't going to tell me anything. So that's kind of an interesting thing. This is the dashboard that I see when I first come into the page. It just shows me what the most recent video is, what its ranking is by views, how many views it's had, impression click-through rate, which on this video for, oh god, I can't pronounce this word very well, the August D song. I'm not going to slaughter the Korean language by mispronouncing the name of the song. But it had a 6.5% click-through rate, which again is what, a 2.5% higher than average, which I'm sure is because BTS fans love their BTS and want to see what people think about them, and I think that's great. Average watch duration for this video is 7 minutes 15 seconds, which is pretty darn good, because that's got to be about half the length of the video, because I know I talked for quite a bit of that. And I freely admit I've been talking a ton on my recent videos. That's just because of what's been happening the last few days. I don't usually talk that much. Let's see here. I currently have 1,470 subscribers. Some of this is repeated information that's just been pulled out of the other tabs. This is the list of all my content, everything that I have on this channel. I'm going to blow this up again so you can look at this column right here, which is the views. I can't even copy it. This column. So when I blow this up, look at this column. And what this tells us here is the video that I posted yesterday has already received 3,502 views and has 238 comments. The video from 2 days ago, which was Dope, has 4,872 views, 385 comments. The This Is BTS video by X Celeste has 7,612 views and 390 comments. Okay, get ready for the switchover because it's coming up. The first video, Black Swan, which admittedly I was completely wrong about the whole boy band thing, so I'm not going to go over that again, has 5,981 views, with 398 comments. And then, this is more like normal for me, the day before that, that video has 88 views. And 5 comments. The one before that was 157 views and 20 comments. So you can see there is more than an order of magnitude of difference between everything else I listen to and the BTS videos. And I thought that was just an amazingly cool thing, and I wanted to share it while I still had the BTS audience's attention. And just to, I guess, say thank you and say this is a really cool thing to be doing and to be able to share with all of you. I like sharing this sort of information because I haven't really seen people do this on their channels, and I think you deserve to see some of this information. It does also tell me likes versus dislikes. I really don't care if somebody dislikes a video. I don't want them to dislike the video. I don't want to be misunderstood. I don't want to say anything offensive. I'm really sensitive about that because I recognize that I'm a middle-aged white guy in America commenting on music that does not belong to me. I may be a fan of it, but I don't make the music. I didn't invent the music. I don't own it. It's not mine. It's just something I enjoy. And if anybody has an issue with me sharing music that I enjoy, I don't want them here because they are not coming in with the right attitude. I hope that makes sense. That's all I'm doing here, is trying to find new music that I love and new bands that I love and expose myself to stuff that I have absolutely either absolutely no information about and history with, or very little. And so I come into every video mostly completely fresh. I try to do a little bit of looking into things. I usually do it online with you guys in the video, and so you see what I read. And that's usually all I know about the band. So, for instance, the other day I listened to, who was this? Was this Zero? No, this wasn't Zero. This was somebody else. This was Houdini. So this was an old song from the 80s. And I've previously listened to some songs by Houdini, and actually I'm super amazed how they just sort of faded away in the 80s, because they were huge in the early 80s, like had a number of really big hits. But it's fun for me to go back and look at that really old original hip-hop stuff that was still when everybody was figuring out what is hip-hop, where are we going to go with this, how do we make all this happen, all that sort of stuff. So if you're new to the channel and you're curious about like why the hell is this guy reacting to BTS and why does he care about hip-hop music at all, it's because when I was growing up, this music was brand new. I was in a small town in Wisconsin that didn't have a hip-hop radio station. I went to college in Madison, Wisconsin, that didn't have a hip-hop radio station until like the year 2000. That doesn't sound right. I think I've said that before. Maybe it was... No, I think that is right, because Lauryn Hill had some super popular records, won all sorts of awards, and Madison was a wasteland of hip-hop. There was like, people in school and all sorts of stuff who were fans of the music, but there wasn't a radio station. There wasn't like it was the birth of the internet at that time. That was when people were playing things like Muds and Mushes, and if you don't know what those are, that's fine. They're like super early text-based video games that were like massively multiplayer online role-playing games. But there wasn't Spotify, and there wasn't Apple or iTunes, and none of that existed. So if you wanted to hear new music, you pretty much had to go to the record store and buy something, or you needed or a cassette or a CD or whatever, because 92, I think, is when the old Napster service started to exist, or that was certainly the height of it. And people started sharing music electronically, and that was really the birth of electronic music for most people. Anyway, all of that said, that's all sorts of history that probably nobody cares about, but it explains why I am now interested in hip hop, because I have gotten to be such a big fan over the years because of artists like Eminem, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, and recently Snow the Product, Run the Jewels. I mean, just tons of people. And I was a fan of people like the Fat Boys, Run DMC, all that sort of stuff back in the day, the stuff that was popular and broke through. But outside of that, I really wasn't exposed to much. So I go back and listen to stuff that I didn't get a chance to hear the first time around. And hopefully that's interesting to all of you to listen to and to also discover new music along with me. And man, I have found some absolutely fantastic music. Go check out my favorites list, because listen to Man Parrish, listen to, I'm trying to think of a name for anybody, of course, right off the top of my head. Man Parrish was just fantastic. I loved his stuff. And there's some absolutely amazing music in there. Oh, Double Dutch Bus, which is a super old song, is just amazing. There's really, go check out the favorites list. Just pick a song at random and listen to it and see what you think. I think that's enough for today. I just wanted to share some of this information and say thank you, and hopefully this was interesting to you. I'll do these every now and again. This was just super interesting because I've had so many new visitors and viewers, and wanted to say thank you and wanted to give you a peek behind the scenes of what I see when I'm in YouTube studio doing what I do. And yes, when I go into my comments section, which is what this is, you can see the ones at the top here I have not yet responded to or clicked thumbs up or thumbs down. I delete almost no comments. Mostly what I delete are spam or really obnoxious comments that have no value whatsoever, and I don't want people to see that sort of negativity and stupidity on my site or on my channel, so I get rid of them. I am currently in America considered a painfully liberal person. I would actually consider myself relatively centrist, and the rest of the country has unfortunately moved so far to the right that I have just begun calling them fascists, because that's who they are courting and putting into power. People like Donald Trump, and I think he's an absolute waste of a human being who shouldn't exist. So yeah, that's me. And I'm a geek. I read comics. I play role-playing games. I am a dungeon master. I play or run games 2, 3, 4 times a week. It is my one social outlet, and I do it here alone in my apartment on the internet with friends who I've had for 30 years, college buddies from way back, and other groups that are more recent, but include one or more of those college buddies at the same time. I work as a writer, editor, and game designer. I worked for a long time for a company called Green Ronin, making a game called Mutants and Masterminds, which is a superhero role-playing game. Worked for WizKids, that makes little plastic miniatures of superheroes. That was why I moved out to the Seattle area 20 years ago. And yeah, that's it. That's what I do. I used to be married. She cheated. She left. She cut off all contact. Told me I couldn't talk to her family anymore. Told her family she wouldn't talk to them if I talked to them. She's a very well-balanced, completely normal person who has no ability to deal with conflict and thinks all relationships should be super easy, because if it takes any work at all, it's not worth it. I don't feel that way. I think every relationship is work, and you always need to be trying to improve yourself and your relationship with another person. But that's just me. What do I know? Yeah, so there you go. That's my life. I live here in a shitty little apartment in Bellevue, right across the street from Microsoft, a multi-billion-dollar company. Can't afford most things. I pay my rent. I buy food. I play games. I listen to music. That's it. That's what I do with my life. And I do that because those are the things I enjoy, and I have nothing else. So, there you go. I hope that gives you a little bit more about me, and I hope you enjoy what I have to say about music. And I don't just mean BTS, I mean all of the music. I try to find something I like in every single piece of music, and sometimes it just doesn't appeal to me, and that's fine. I will never, ever really be harsh on anyone for being an artist, working to create something and putting it out into the world, because I know how much time and effort it takes to do something like that. And when I offer my opinion, I am only offering my opinion. It is completely based on my experiences in life, and I can't change that, just like you can't. So if you don't like what I have to say, that's fine. It doesn't bother me, and I don't mean to offend. I will say one person in the comments has been really incredibly negative, and I don't know, maybe I killed their parents or something and I didn't know it. Terry something, I hope she calms down and feels better. I don't know why she's so angry with me, but I can't fix it. You seem completely unwilling to want to try and understand anything I say at all, and you take everything in the worst possible manner, and I can't do anything about that. So I hope you just leave and don't ever come back, because you will never be happy with me, and it won't bother me if you stay or leave. And I think it's really funny when you leave comments and you admit you're a troll, and it's just the weirdest thing. Sorry, I shouldn't have even brought that up. There you go. Pop Squat. Check it out. Please like, subscribe, and share. That should be obvious. But I do appreciate it, as this video should show you. Thanks very much. Have a good day. I'll do another video later today. It's not going to be BTS, even though, yeah, of course, I found other songs that the first 15 seconds sounded super cool for. But I'm going to save them. I don't want to just do BTS. And there's so much more music out there. Yeah, absolutely looking forward to finding more stuff from everybody. So if you have recommendations for any kind of music that fits into the hip-hop genre, please recommend it. I have a hugely long document of recommendations that I will never get through, but I will slowly work my way through it. Again, Pop Squat. Check it out. I know I already did that.